How we doing, everybody? Charles with Mr. 380 Easy Products here. Got a basically public service announcement, a safety issue with the Glock 44, and since I produce products for it, I do need to cover it and show you how to get to it. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, then pay attention. Please, if you have any questions, contact me through email or my social media accounts or directly at my website at mr380easyproducts.com. My email and contact information is on there. So first thing you'll do is obviously make sure the weapon is safe. So no ammo, no magazines, and you'll do your normal takedown. And you pull the trigger and you'll pull down on the tabs, and you got your regular takedown. Now take your lower, set it off to the side. You won't need it going forward. So you'll take the recoil spring out, and then you'll take the barrel out. Now you're not required to do this. I just like to do it because then I'm dealing with just a slide and I can manipulate it. And I don't have to worry about a recoil spring going off into a low Earth orbit, and I don't have to worry about the barrel falling around and all that. So the part that we're talking about is going to be around the firing pin. So we'll need to take this back plate off, and all you do is you simply get in between there. You start to pry. Now the flat blade screwdriver will work very well for this. So once you get in, it'll crack. Now there's going to be spring tension. There's this black housing right here is pushing up on it, and then your extractor spring is pushing up on it as well. So you'll take it and you'll slowly push it back. Now there's only one of these that you really need to worry about, and that is the extractor. So you pull it, have your thumb on top, that keeps everything from going out, and then you just set that plate on the side. Now, take the extractor spring out, and this will have this rod. It is not positively attached, so if just the spring comes out, don't worry about it. You can get this out just by tipping it upside down. So then you take the firing pin. Now you pull it out, okay? And if you're like me and shoot this thing on a regular, it'll be a little bit dirty. So make sure that you wipe it off before you start to inspect, because if you don't, there's going to be carbon built up around the area that you need to inspect. So let's see if we can get this a little closer so you can see. So what you're going to do is you're going to press this together. I use a towel to kind of cushion my thumb. The area that you're going to be inspecting is right here. Now I've got well over 12,000 rounds through this gun between testing for the magazines and everything, so your mileage may vary, but if you can see, there is no cracks on either side. There is some slight deformation or deformation right here on the left side. You may have more or less. You also may have a crack running here or major deformation. Now, what I've seen in the major deformation cases has this black piece tilting more. So it'll be very obvious that it's just too far. I mean, this should be just a little bit off center with it out, but not much. Probably like 3 or 4 degrees. So I got lucky, and mine is perfectly fine. So hopefully you have the same case as me where it's perfectly fine and there's no issues. But now it's a regular item that you'll start to worry about and check. I would say after each time of shooting, you should probably check it. That may be on the cautionary side, but the pros and cons. So the pro for checking this is that you'll be able to catch it as soon as it happens. The con is the fact that, well, if you do it and nothing's there for the lifetime of the gun, it might be deemed as excessive, but the failure mode for this I am unsure about. But knowing that the firing pin would basically be under spring tension and uncontrolled may lead to a full auto scenario. So that's just speculation, knowing some firearms and stuff, but I could be completely wrong. But let's say that that is the case. If you're checking it every time you go out shooting and you catch it before anything happens, you don't have to worry about, you know, your kid having this in their hand or an inexperienced person having it in their hand when it decides to go full charge. So, all right. So now that we've checked everything out, it's good. Definitely take this time to clean everything up if you can. If you've already got it apart, why not? But reassembly is as easy as disassembly. So you take the firing pin and you'll press it in there, making sure that everything is nice and not binding. So once you get it in there, this is where the song and dance routine comes in. So yes, you do have to press them both down to be able to get it in. Some may find this a little bit difficult. And as you can see, my thumb is a little messed up. So I'm going to use a flat blade screwdriver. And I'm going to press both of them down at the same time as I push in, and that catches both of them. And then push it all the way up. You'll hear a little snap. That means it's in place. And obviously, if this falls out, you'll put the back end in first and then rotate it forward, and it should be flush. Also, if this decides to come out and gets twisted, you'll have to twist it back, put it back in, and make sure that the back plate goes back on again. So once it's there, you do the rest of your assembly as usual. Making sure everything's good. And as always, once you get it back together, you'll always do a functions check. All right, so there you go. Thank you again for taking the time to watch this video. Please pass it along.